Aligarh was the main thing that he actually cast me in. You know, when I acted with Manoj sir and, you know, on a Hansal Mehta set, again, a great set to be on.
Yeah.
No, it's not for me now. Now I need something better. I got the audition, I cracked it, cracked Paatal Lok, go out there, work with good filmmakers. The first slate of Anurag Kashyap films, from Black Friday to Gangs. Now, for some reason, the market dynamics are very different. We all need to work hard towards it. We can't just blame commercial cinemas.
So when you came to Bombay, were there a lot of opinions or gyan being given to you when you reached? Obviously, you might have met new people, because when a new actor comes, they are bombarded with opinions and okay, you have to do this.
वो तो आप पे भी डिपेंड करता है ना, आप हर आदमी को अपना कान दोगे तो everyone's going to give you their two bits.
Opinion. Yeah, but were you bombarded कि ये तो करना है, you have to make a photo shoot, the bikes, you have to join a gym for sure?
I didn't give those vibes. I guess because I think also my casting did start happening. It's my work on stage. So I was scouted by some regional, by casting directors while I was working on stage. So they had that association that he's from this theatre group. So they kind of saw me as in that light.
Correct.
But of course, like, you get a lot of, and I think because I believe that I had certain acumen, that I kind of know who should I go to for advice, and I've been kind of pretty frugal in that sense, and somewhat wise, that I would go to someone who I knew was, you know, worth his salt. And those people have only given me the right kind of advice.
Yeah.
And it's only helped me.
Yeah, that's wise. I also wanted to ask you, when you started off, you did credible films and big ticket films like Tamasha, like Aligarh. And then finally you came into your own when you did Paatal Lok, and you became a household name. All the characters of Paatal Lok became a household name. I remember watching it with my mom. But before Paatal Lok happened, before you signed it, I'm sure there were a lot of offers which must be coming, and you might have been saying no to them, because I think saying no is very important. It's more important than saying yes. And there's a lot of mediocrity also. So had you, like, आपको ज़रूरत पड़ी कि आपको बहुत सारी चीज़ों को ना बोलना पड़ा before you reached that credible meaty part?
So once you hit a certain plateau, like, you know, you reach a certain threshold, then work up to that point, below that is pretty common.
Okay.
I guess while I was very open, and that's how I think I give the whole, like, I have a huge amount of respect and give credit to the casting directors who kind of, you know, kept pushing me out there, kept giving me work, so, you know, while I was in Delhi. So, and it kept progressing from like a montage in Ranjana, Tamasha, and then to, you know, 4 scenes, and then to a primary part, and then right up to Paatal Lok.
Yeah.
So I think before Paatal Lok, there was like I didn't get anything. I was constantly working, you know, I was constantly progressing. 3 years.
All right.
Did like 4-5 things. But then suddenly it stopped coming. Because I was here, I wasn't, you know, the new actor these guys had discovered. And then, you know, fresh talent keeps coming and someone else catches their eye. I said no to stuff that, you know, I'd already, like, if I'd done a certain film, a certain character, which was like, in terms of length, you know, I felt that it was limited. Because at that point of time, I think that it was important for me to kind of, I felt that I'm ready for a bigger thing and I want to do it. I guess what really paid off in my case is that I was honest with myself. I didn't overestimate or underestimate myself.
Yeah.
Like when I was doing Tamasha, I didn't know anything about screen acting. I was still finding my feet on stage. You know, it is Tamasha and the few things that Mukesh Chawda cast me in first, you know, set of things.
Rating also being one.
That was later, but he cast me in 3 things back to back, and Aligarh was the main thing that he actually cast me in. It was actually my first thing. Because these things came out before, but I got cast for that, and basis that audition, he put me in, you know, 2 other things. And that was, you know, when I acted with Manoj sir and, you know, on a Hansal Mehta set, again, a great set to be on.
Yeah.
That is where I got a certain level of confidence, and I went back with that to stage and worked, like, you know, that is when I realized this is for me. When I got a pat on my back from Hansal Mehta and Manoj Bajpayee, I was like, I know I found the groove. I know what the foundation is. I know my method is relevant here, what I'm doing on stage.
Mm.
And I kind of got a tunnel vision and I stuck to it.
Mm.
So once that kind of started happening, once I started, seeing that my skill set is working on 5 different kinds of plays, on different types of films, how I sort of approach, I'm getting a fresh approach every time, yet there's a commonality. That's when I wanted to raise the bar.
Yeah.
So films came, big films, again, similar parts. I was like, it's not for me now. Now I need something better. And that's when I moved to Bombay in about 6 months. Thank God. I mean, thankfully I got the audition, I cracked Paatal Lok. And that is when the floodgates really opened and I started getting, once it released, a lot of options. But then I was committed to Rocket Boys for about a year.
Yeah, awesome. But if you have to pinpoint, what was the most read and rejected role which you have got, which you think where you got typecasted? कि वैसा एक similar domain का role बार बार आता, maybe it can be a chocolate boy role or a lover boy who doesn't speak much.
That kind of a thing. I've been bracketed into that.
Oh.
The good boy, doctor, well-educated, lawyer, a suitable boy.
A suitable boy.
Most eligible, an eligible bachelor. The one, तो लगना चाहिए ना कि हाँ इसके लिए ही हीरोइन ने उसको छोड़ा लड़के. She left him for the main guy, so he has to be a few notches above. I'm okay. I mean, I always had this belief that and never really worried too much about it. As long as I saw some movement, some graph in the character, I felt that, first and foremost, I need to go out there, work with good filmmakers. The fact that to me, these were all very different stories, very different characters. And they are. I mean, how can a urban lawyer in today's context be same as, a small town doctor?
True.
Two very, very different people. On the face of it, yeah, I mean, they were both eligible boys. That was the brief, I guess. But I always saw it kind of in a fresh light, and then kind of wanted to make the most of it.
Yeah, I love how at so much peace with everything. Would like to know the secret sauce later. I wanted to ask you about the content which we are seeing these days. Now, as a journalist who reviews films and web shows, I have to watch a lot of content. And to be very honest, of lately, I've not been enjoying many releases. A lot of things have become very mediocre or packaged in a way that we know this will be the thing. Very few shows leave a mark and they're like, yeah, the joy of watching cinema or good work. I feel अभी बहुत सारी चीजें ऐसी आती हैं where they might be giving money back to the producers. Like there are rom-coms being made again, but they don't have the flavor of the early 2000s and the late 90s. The conflict is gone. Yeah, the conflict is gone. There's no conflict. Yeah, and for example, horror comedies. This is a new genre. They might give the revenue back, but they're cut copy paste from a lot of films from South. Because we are not exposed to it, it might seem fresh to us, but it doesn't do anything to me. I forget them. As a viewer, I'm sure you watch a lot of content. What do you think? Where are we headed? What's happening now? Has everything become very transactional?
I mean, I've got to kind of keep a positive frame of mind. I think it's not the most ideal situation I'd imagined growing up and working in my early years when I was inspired by films. And I saw myself doing those kind of films and working with certain filmmakers, which I thought they'd be doing more such films, and that's why someone like me will be relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, look at, we're someone, I think I belong to the generation that kind of got really inspired, especially when I started acting, by the first slate of Anurag Kashyap films, from Black Friday to Gangs, right up to Ugly, even Ugly. I think it was just something that I felt that, man, this is for me, and so many other such filmmakers. But then I think now for some reason the market dynamics are very different. But you gotta be positive, have a positive frame of mind, hope that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and good films will prevail. They will be commercially viable. They will have a resonance. or find a certain platform to kind of where these stories will be told. But I think it's not. It would be a pity if it gets bracketed into, okay, this is the only route that a film that has any depth uh, can be, can sort of find its place. It needs to be told, at a grand scale. I mean, I'm talking about movies like Hateful Eight, which is so cinematic. At the same time, the whole film is it's like a play.
Yeah.
So I think we all need to work hard towards it. We can't just blame commercial cinemas. I think directors who do have the blessing, who have the ability to create such films close to home, and actors and writers, they need to get together, and it only means that you need to kind of now work harder, create better and great films for them to find resonance in theaters, with the audience. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, for some reason, I'm just going back to Tarantino. Why is it that these films are cutting it? What is so? It's just good drama. It's good storytelling, great performances. It's just kind of shake you up. A great idea, great idea. Just think about it. So yeah. I mean, I guess that's, for me, I think that's what the way forward for us. Hi, this is Ishwak Singh, and you're watching me on Mamaraazzi.